think I was about 6, and I don't know what inspired me to go do this audition, but I was very shy, I didn't have any friends, I was like a loner. And I went and auditioned for this play, and I wanted it so badly, and something was really freeing about saying words, just having somebody just give you a script. It was the first time I'd ever really been passionate about something. I skipped assembly where they had the announcement that people were coming to audition actors, and so a teacher came up and said, "I know that you don't go to assembly, but there was I was like, what? Oh, caught. But there was an announcement that there are auditions, so obviously you should go and audition." I just remember being so excited. It was Fran Walsh, and somebody else was there with her who was filming. And they didn't have a script or anything like that, but they told us what the movie was going to be about loosely and what the characters were like. And then they were bringing people into the room 2 at a time to improvise a scene. Just, they said, the scene's about this, and then you just improvised. And that was what I mostly did. I was at a little drama class every Friday night where we did a lot of improvisation work. And then I did the theatre sports, so I was like, oh, this is great. But I just thought the whole time that it would be a good thing to put on my resume when I tried to get into drama school, that I auditioned for a real movie, But then my friend Susie, I remember afterwards, we auditioned together and we were too excited to go back to school, so we went. It sounds like I just was never in school. This is awful. Just go to classes and assemblies. But we did not go to class. We went and sat in the cemetery across the road from the school. We were like, oh my God, this was so exciting. And she said, "You're going to do that movie." And I was like, "You are crazy." She was like, "No, I saw how they were looking at you." I had to go to Christchurch and audition with Peter, and he had Miranda Harcourt there to work with me and help me with all the emotional stuff, because I'd done one play where I had to cry, but I didn't know how to use myself in that way. And she is so incredible, and she does that a lot now, works with kids and young, teenagers on movies as an acting coach, and there would be nobody better. She helped me so much, and she gave me a lot of really specific things. Think about, because, the character had a physicality that's so different from mine and a voice that's different from mine, and a lot of it was just, it's a character. So we were talking about the character, and she said, think about somebody who this sounds like, think about someone who this description reminds you of. And I was like, my little brother, kind of, who was 4 at the time. So she was like, great, go with that. And I just sort of looked like my little brother. And I was like, this is amazing. This is so fun. Just the whole process was I felt so lucky to be put in that position and getting to work with this woman for a day and getting to meet Peter. Every step of the way, I never thought it would go any further. I think they called me when I got home and said that they wanted me to do it. And it was really exciting. I knew when I read the script how good that movie was going to be. I was like, oh my God, these fantasy elements and the way the story unfolds, this is going to be incredible. So I was just so excited as an actor and as a person who loved movies. But then there's also a weird responsibility of playing a person who was real and trying to be true to that and trying to not sensationalize the story or do anything tacky with it. I just trusted Peter and Fran. Our relationship was amazing. I mean, I was so intimidated by her because she was like a professional, She showed up and she had headshots and she was very, very glamorous, and, she had been working for so long professionally since she was a child and lived by herself in London and had agents, and there was so much about her that I just was like, whoa, I'm at high school in New Plymouth, and this is like a thing that I don't even understand. So it was kind of a perfect mirror of what the relationship was in the movie, you know. I was so in awe of her and her talent, and we got really, really close. I feel really grateful for that. The thing that brought me back for Snakeskin was just how much I loved that script, and I had a conversation with her and I just was like, oh, this is amazing. I love this woman so much. I mean, still to this day, if she called me tomorrow and said, will you come and do 2 days on a movie I'm making, I would be like, absolutely. I would do anything to work with her again. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was 21, I think, when I did Snakeskin, or 22, and it just was so exciting to me to play somebody who was just like, I don't care, I'm going to do whatever I want, who was just kind of free. And I was really crazy when we were making that movie as well. I really got into character. Oof. And I just had so much fun. Like, I just liked playing somebody who was just exploring, and some stranger was like, hey, do you want to do acid? And she's like, of course. That was really different for me. I lived in this little house that my parents have on the beach in Owakura when we were making that movie. It was really weird to be living in New Plymouth again, but it was great. And I really love that script too. I really like Anthony a lot. And Craig Hall, oh my God. Craig Hall is like one of the world's great actors. And he was so committed, and he would do things like, he was supposed to be tired and walking strangely, so he filled his shoe with rocks, and just like, I'm too lazy for that. I don't do stuff like that. I was like, Craig Hall, God bless you. You're really working. Show of Hands was kind of physically demanding, and it always seems silly to say that about acting, because people are like, oh yeah, great. But we had really, really long days, and we didn't have stand-ins or anything like that. So if they needed to set up a shot and the DP was very, very specific about what he wanted, we would just be standing there with our hand on the car in like this very specific position for, 45 minutes or whatever, and then do the whole scene. And it does make you feel like you're going a little bit crazy. My adorable sister, who's also my best friend in the world, is going to be a producer. And she's just really started to learn about it, and she told me she was producing a short film for Trop Fest with her friend. And I was like, yeah, I'll do your short film, of course. And then the attention to detail of this shoot, she was like, it's going to be shot in Los Angeles, we're not able to come over, we'll be on Skype to give you notes and stuff like that, and we'll send some things to you for the shoot. They sent me all my costumes. They sent me these gumboots for the shoot. They booked a hotel room. They had a camera person, lighting. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was better organized than most movies I do these days. I did the pilot of that show in a guest star capacity, and then they were like, oh, do you want to be a regular? So I didn't make a conscious choice to become a regular on a TV show. And actually, after the second season, when the show was insanely popular, I got out of my contract completely so that I wasn't tied to the show anymore. And I probably could be a millionaire right now and have so much money if I had not done that. But I am thankful every single day that I made that choice, and that they let me. They didn't have to let me out of my contract, and they didn't want to. But there is something, I really saw it going in this direction where it was just going to stay the most popular show on television, and I saw my opportunities to expand my body of work getting smaller and smaller. So I made a decision to focus on other stuff, and if I had time, I would come back and do whatever episodes they wanted me to do. And it really, really worked out. It's been great. It's a weird thing because, I've been very intimidated. To have to do a scene with George Clooney is terrifying. But you get into the scene and you just are in your character and he's in his character and you just want it to feel real. So that's the easy bit. And I think it doesn't really get talked about very much, but a really big part of longevity is being easy to work with, because the word kind of gets around if someone's a dick and people just can't be bothered if they have another option. So most of these people who've been working at the top of their game are really good people who are doing really good work and make it easy.